Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name's Jimmy the Bag. My name's Peter Loshak. If I seem a little bit, casual and loose right now, I am a little bit. And you know why that is, Jimmy? That happens when you have a couple winning days in a row, which we have done, Jim. Small winning days in MLB for both of us, 2 days in a row. I don't know if you caught this, Jim, but I swept the board in WNBA last night, 4-0.
Jesus, I did not.
And 3-0 on the picks in the show. Tweeted out a second half play, which cashed. So now 5-1 overall in WNBA, so I'm feeling all right. We did leave. Well, I left because I track my leans, of course. I left a bunch of units on the table yesterday in MLB, not just that Cleveland game that we both liked, but a lot of, oh my God, I'm just looking at my leans category from yesterday. So much stuff came in and cashed yesterday. I'm glad I didn't take Miami. We were wrong on Cincinnati, Jim. We were wrong on that one.
Very wrong. Reds offense didn't show up. It's I'm salivating over, and I have not made it an official play, but God, I feel like Corbin's velocity is only down 1.2 miles, but there's some big dogs that I think are live today.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a more interesting card than usual in MLB, and there's day games, so we'll get to that in a second, but I definitely left some friggin' units on the table. There were a few leans that I had that wound up losing, but I was definitely looking at Colorado to hit, some margin. Of course, they had a big offensive game.
Jamal Heron says, besides those first quarter and first half WNBA picks, those WNBA picks were terrible.
For me?
Generally, that's what he's saying.
Okay, Jamal Heron, I'll educate you on the 4 WNBA picks that I gave last night. Yes, I had the Lynx first quarter, first half, both of them cashed. My third play that I gave in the show yesterday morning was Dallas on the team total over. That one cashed. Those are the 3 plays in the shows, and then I tweeted out my fourth play. My tweets, of course, count in the show, which was a second half overplay in the Minnesota Lynx game. That one cashed. Add it all up, and you got yourself a 4-0 sweep of the WNBA yesterday, courtesy of me, your host of this show, Peter Loshak, Jamal Heron. There you go. Those are the 4 picks, and if you don't believe
he says from a viewer, not you, Broshak. Says not you.
Wait, from a viewer, what does he mean?
I don't know, I guess somebody just on the chat.
Oh, okay. Well, the chat guy once again checked the video yesterday, and you will see that I gave 3 picks in yesterday's video. Go check the records, the results of yesterday's games WNBA. You will say that those 3 picks were 3 winners. And then I tweeted out one other pick in the WNBA, which was the over in the Minnesota Lynx second half. And if you go back and check the box score of that game, you will see that one was also a winner. Add it all up, 4-0 WNBA, Jimmy. Back.
Respect. Native Queen also went 3-0 in WNBA.
Very, very
Dom
nice.
Ricci saying, hope you followed my Philly triple up.
Yes, very.
Almost perfect. Pushed on the under. Also hit Mets first 5, Nats money line. Keep that code on, Jim.
Very nice.
I did 7 and 2 in the last 2 days.
I did have one winner in Philly, which was the second half. The second half I had, and remember yesterday we said if you took the -1 lines in the Texas game, the Philly game, and then there was one other game, we were like, you're probably going to win at least one of them, push one of them, maybe win 2. The Philly game cashed, the Texas game cashed, and then the other one lost. But Cincinnati. So I think that was the one that we were.
No, the other one was it was another
the
Marlins.
Yeah, the Marlins game. So that one lost.
Lost.
But we said it. We were like, if you take the alternative run line on 3 of these big dogs, probably at least 1 cashes. And I was like, good chance of 2 of them cash, and 2 of them did cash, Jimmy the Bag. So that was definitely more units that I left on the table. Also, I was a half inch away from tweeting out. I also liked, of course, I had the first 5 innings team total over for fading King Felix. That was just that was low-hanging fruit right there. He is struggling, and you had a total of 1.5. But I also like the first 5 innings over on that one as well. I didn't give that one, and someone was asking, well, what about just the Texas full game team total over 3.5? And I was like, yeah, I like that one too, and I bet that one, and that one cashed. So then there were some losers. Let me see, what else was I looking at? San Francisco's second half was a lean. That was a loser. The Toronto-Boston first 5 innings over 5.5. That was a close loser. Cincinnati-Arizona over 8. That was a close loser. So I had a ton of leans yesterday, a bunch of losers, but more winners. Definitely left some money on the table, but that's okay. Slight winning day for me. Slight winning day for Jimmy the Bag. And let's get into it. How about that? Let's get into it, Jimmy the Bag.
Let's get into it. A lot of guys cashing. Melee Payless Way swept the board in MLB second straight day. 11-0 last 11 plays. a lot of guys are hitting hard, and let's get to it.
Very nice. What's the first comment you got there? It's
I
Melvin
have
Morel, right?
my man
no.
Max.
Oh.
Max, well smart. My laundry's more interesting than this baseball board today.
Oh, really? No, he's kidding around.
No, he doesn't
The return
like it.
of Alex Reyes? Are you kidding me?
I'm excited about
kidding
today's
me?
card, yeah.
I'm seeing Melvin Morel. Where's Melvin Morel? See, I don't like when I don't get the first comments. Where's Melvin Morel's thanks for the WNBA plays?
Oh, geez, you're way down, man.
Wow.
I'll save these for you.
Are there any good comments?
There's some incredible comments.
Yeah. All right. My first one is Melvin Morel. And God, I hate it. Why would that be? I like to get all the comments. All right. So let's see. Let's quickly. Can you do that, Jim? Can you save me all the comments? Thank you very much. I hate to. Melvin Morel. Thanks for WNBA picks yesterday. Is the first comment that I got here. All right. Let me see what comments we got going on here? What comments we got going on here? And then Gerald Martinez says sharp play on the WNBA, Pete, laying off that full game on the Lynx. Yes, I mean I still like the Lynx full game, but I like the first half and first quarter more. So I didn't want to bet too much on that one. Let me see. What do we have here? I just want to quickly. Rostradamus says, what up, boys? Looking mighty pimping today, Pete and Jimmy. Thank you very much. Let's see. Amaran Afuvai Jr. says, WMD plays by Loshak yesterday was cake on a stripper's booty. Yes, there were some good spots. There is a WNBA game tonight, which I'm going to pass on. But again, when we first started this WNBA season, some people were laughing like something's funny. But we've been saying it, King Rail and I and everyone, that if you know what you're looking for and you can pick your spots, there can be very good value in WNBA. Let me see. What else do we have? Moses J says, "Look at Pete bringing back the cross colors. Yes, very nice. I'm trying to look a little bit younger, and I think I achieved that today with this shirt. What do you think?
Cross colors, man. That's
right?
a fucking throwback.
Look
man.
at this.
You're looking sharp,
right?
dude.
Not bad. I'm trying to look a little bit younger. A little. Let's see. Chris Garza says King Felix was winning after first 5, Pete. Yes, I was only on the first 5 innings, team total over. On that one, and only because it was 1.5, although I would have taken it at 2 as well. Let's see. Benjamin Creasy says, thanks, Loshak, for telling the bullpen for Casey Royals is improving. Definitely. I bet Casey Royals plus 240 down 1 run. Nice job, Benjamin Creasy. As with all other sports, some of the best betting value, if you know what you're doing, you have to be careful. If you know what you're doing, live betting can be great. Jimmy the Bag, that was a tough one. You had a great call on Duffy having another good start, but unbelievable. You had to take an L for it because Gibson had an even better start.
Yeah. That was disheartening.
Unreal. Okay, so what else do we have?
Yellow Jesus and Trevor Holt each liking the Astros today. I'm on the Astros as well. I can't pass that up. I cannot pass up. I got plus 170. I bet I can get better line shopping here. But I'm with these guys. And whatever Makey happy says, Jimmy, I'm begging, please don't mush Caps tonight. You know what? Whatever Makey happy, I wish you were standing about 8 feet in front of me.
Yes.
And your back was turned to me. And I would just tap 2 fingers slightly right here on your shoulder. You would turn around and I would have a sharpened chopstick and I would give you a slit right here. Not enough for you to bleed out to death, but enough for you to start bleeding. Then I would push you down to the ground and drink as much Costa Rican tap water as I could with my foot on your throat. Then, after enough Costa Rican tap water has gone right through me, I would squat over you and dump right in that slit that I created.
Wait a minute.
In your neck.
What the hell's going on? I was seeing there. I'm getting a message from Johan. You can take that down. And then no, what did someone give you some hate, Jim?
Oh, he just said don't mush my Caps. Yeah, I'm gonna mush your Caps, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna mush your Caps all the fuck I want, man. I'm on the Caps tonight. I'm on the Caps. Yeah.
When this happens, do you mind if I go Dr. Phil on you and if I say like you seem like you're putting a wall up against you and you have a lot of anger? Do you mind? Would that be condescending? Patronizing? No, it'd be kind of fun. All right. So JK says this is eerily specific. Shout out to JK. All right. What else do we have? Jim, you all right, let's see. Let's get into it. Let's get into handicapping for today because we do have a lot of interesting MLB games going on in the daytime, including the return of Alex Reyes. I guess let's start with this, Jim, right? I guess let's start with this, Jim. Oh, but before we do, very, very quickly, in yesterday's show, someone said that they hit a big parlay at UWager and they got a nice payout and they were very happy with that.
In 3 hours.
So a bunch of people, they got a 3-hour payout. So if you would like to sign up with UWager, please use the link in the description box at the bottom of this video so that all the marketing guys who are sitting around at their huge oaken tables and looking at analytics and shit, They can look at their printouts and say, oh, yeah, look at that. Loshak and the Bag Show. This is a show that can get people to click on links, right?
Yeah.
That's what they look for. And if you don't know whether you want to sign up at UWager or not, which is totally understandable, we can get into it. We have to get into MLB handicapping here. Check out sportsbookreview.com, and you can read about UWager and all the other books there. Sportsbookreview.com. All right, let's get into it. Jimmy the Bag. Big news of the day, Alex Reyes. Now, for those of you who don't know, Alex Reyes, one of the top pitching prospects in the majors, had Tommy John surgery, which you can come back from very strongly. And, of course, the big news with Reyes is that his rehab starts in the minors were absolutely friggin' lights out. Now, first of all, Jimmy the Bag, we talk about rehab starts a lot. How dead on was I about Musgrove's last rehab start being terrible and that not mattering, and then he came in through a great start?
You were right. Now, do you think the same thing with Eovaldi?
Well, we will talk about that one. First, let's talk about Reyes, because I think his rehab starts tell us that he's likely to be excellent going forward in the next 10 games or 15 games or so. As far as his very first game back, sometimes these guys with lights out rehab starts, their very first game back from the majors, it's not a guarantee that they're going to be, continue to be great. Although Reyes does have major league experience, and he is everything I've been reading, it's all mental, right? Everything I've been reading about him, Wainwright and everyone says that he's great mentally, he's strong mentally, which is awesome. But there is a little bit of a monkey wrench. I mean, obviously in the minors, rehab starts, no pressure. So he just comes in here, dominates hitters that he's better than anyway, and puts up eye-popping numbers. On the other hand, you're also getting a very, very, very tiny favorite line here, all things considered. I mean, you're getting a guy who might be an elite starting pitcher in 10 games or so. And in retrospect, and you're getting him at -110 against Guerra. Milwaukee has been the most profitable team in baseball in MLB overall on the year and in May. So I don't like betting against Milwaukee, but we did it successfully yesterday, didn't we, Jimmy the Bag?
We did. First 5, but full game would have hit as well.
This is a judgment call, and I think I'm willing to bet on Reyes. What do you think, Jim?
I'm not comfortable.
You're not, yeah.
No, but these numbers were unbelievable. Mm-hmm. He struck out 44 of 82 batters he faced in the minors, 23 innings of scoreless work, allowed just 14 base runners.
Yeah.
Struck out 13 in his last rehab start. I'm not comfortable here. Guerrera has been pitching better than I expected him to. He's 3-3, 2.98 ERA, 1.18 WHIP. 1-0 with a 2.76 ERA over his last 3 starts. Opponents rating just 214 against him this year. I'm surprised by all of this. And he faced the Cards already this year and looked good. Allowed just 1 run over 5 in the third. And what's Reyes going to give you? It's not easy. This is not. I don't know what to do with this game, and I don't have a play on it at this point.
All right. I definitely jumped on the under on the overnight when it was 9. Could not believe we were getting a 9. I jumped all over that one. I was thinking about tweeting it out. I probably should have, because I knew that line was going to go down. It's now down to 8 or 8.5. Market wide, it's 8 or 8.5. So my leans here, strong leans. St. Louis first half. Once again, Milwaukee second half, because they're not going to roll Reyes out there for more than 5 or 6 innings. Lean to the under and lean to Milwaukee on the second half, and lean to the Milwaukee first 5 innings, team total under. I'm going to give some of those as official picks. I just want to check the current lines and decide what I want to do here. The Milwaukee first 5 team total is 2. -120, so that's tempting to take the under on that one, Jim. I have to think about what I want to do here. All right, Jim?
2 more leans, Milwaukee. Miss J says, Jimmy, I hate betting against my Brewers, but this one makes me a little nervous. Triple Beam says a cheap Guerrera fade. He might be pitching above his head. Tomer says the market doesn't believe in Guerrera. I didn't, but now I'm going to stop fading him. But he's been solid, and his only issue has been home runs. Cards have no power.
Yeah. Lamont Williams says, the best showing on land. Man, I love you guys. That's why I stick with you guys. I hit 8 poly pick. Thank you. Shout out to Lamont Williams. Thank you so much, Lamont Williams. Jim Tobleson, Cards Brewers first 5 under 4.5. I mean, I would agree with that, but the Brewers have such a great bullpen that I would agree with that one as well. Just checking. Sandercock says, lean Reyes. JK says, I think the Brewers have a stronger and more fresh bullpen. I like the Brewers on the second half for sure. Triple Beam says it's a cheap Guerra fade. He might be pitching above his head. I think he definitely is, at least a little bit. Miss J says this one makes me a little bit nervous. So Miss J saying she likes St. Louis here, right?
Yes, yeah, and she's not the only one. Ziggy Ball's leaning Cardinals.
And Tom Marino leans Milwaukee. I don't know why. Maybe, I mean, Tom Marino's a smart guy, but sometimes being smart can be a detriment. I have that problem, Jim, as well. I'm very, very smart, and sometimes it's a negative. Maybe Tom Marino's outthinking himself. You're getting a no questions asked stud starting pitching here at almost a pick'em line. Why is Tom Marino liking Milwaukee here?
Guerrero's pitched better than expected.
Yeah,
and the whip 1.18 with 20 walks and 48 and 30s. He's pitching very well. I just think that who knows what Reyes is going to give us, but God, he looks absolutely dominant.
Yeah, and Tom Marino says, I agree with Pete. I think Reyes will be nervous his first start. I expect a decent but inconsistent start. The thing is that he does have major league experience, and I guess I was reading the psychological opinions of him, and everyone was saying, oh, he's very mature and composed, but what are they going to say? Like, oh, he's got great stuff, but he's fucked up. No, but you can read between the lines. I think he's going to have a good start. I might be getting sucked in a major way here by this low line, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to take St. Louis first half and then Milwaukee second half. And if Reyes, winds up having some issues, or if Guerra has a great start, I will eat it. Now, obviously, the market is ahead of this. Guess who has the best line for St. Louis first 5 innings? UWager. There you go. UWager minus 120. If you'd like to sign up with UWager, please use the description link in the description box below this video. I'm going to check Pinnacle, but I don't think they have a better line, so I'm going to take the UWager line minus 120 St. Louis first half, and then I'm going to take Milwaukee on the second half. I'll quote that line, and you're going to pass on this game, Jim, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to pass on this game. I don't really feel comfortable. Seriously saying, how do you like a guy off of Tommy John surgery? These guys are coming back pitching stronger than they did before, with more velocity than they did before. So
Tommy John surgery is notorious. You can come back for years. People have been coming back as strong or stronger, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so St. Louis first half minus 120, and I'm going to take Milwaukee second half minus 120. Second half. Let me find the line here.
Baseball Bob says, Pete, after Tommy John surgery, players will be nervous.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe, but except that Reyes has been, he's had so much success. He's got so many people supporting him and backing him. I mean, he might be nervous, yes. And I don't like betting against Milwaukee because, again, the most profitable team in MLB over the entire year, and especially in May. But I'm going to take it. All right, Jim, before we get to the night games, let's cover all of the 1 o'clock games. We got Cleveland and the White Sox, Toronto and Boston. Let's cover those two. You have a pick on either of those games, Jim?
I do. The fade, the Jays train will continue, and I shouldn't have been afraid to do it yesterday. I just thought Porcello was falling off.
That was more money I left on the table.
And the over. I overanalyzed that game.
I bet those.
Nice.
Just didn't give picks.
I'm on the Red Sox run line here. I know Gaviglio's looked great. One of the few bright spots, I guess the only bright spots in the pitching rotation are Gaviglio and Happ. And Gaviglio looking good. Game time, temp 65 Fahrenheit. Wind blowing in. Jays started the season 12-5. I told everybody that was mirage. And they're now 13-25. And I'm going to cash my $500 under. And I'm also going to cash that bet I had made with good old Al Mack. Red Sox 4-1 on this homestand, have scored 31 runs in those 5 games. Boston 6-2 against Toronto this season. They've scored 16 runs in the last 2 games. And by winning 38 of their first 55, they've matched the starts by the 2016 Cubs and 2017 Astros, and we know what those 2 teams went on to do. Both Mookie Betts and Josh Donaldson will be out of the lineup today. Gaviglio 2-0, 2.30 ERA, 0.96 whip. The current Red Sox are 2 for 16 against Gaviglio, but I think it's good that they've seen him now once, so they'll have a better idea of how to face him here. Rodriguez 5-1, 4.02 ERA, 1.29 whip. Pitched to a 2.11 ERA over his last 4 games. Batters going 3 for 18 with runners in scoring position against him over that span. He has bad records against the Jays, but this is a very weak Jays team. I'm telling you, they're batting .227 with a 702 OPS for lefties. I'm on the Red Sox run line. Okay, a lot of interesting comments coming in. Hold on one second. Minus 101, by the way, is the best line we can give you. And I'm also taking Milwaukee on the second half, plus 115. That is at Bookmaker. Bunch of comments coming in. A lot of interesting comments. Let's quickly get to it. Kevy K says, hey, Pete, where do you get second half bets? I don't see any books that offer second half bets in baseball. Heritage offers them. Bookmaker offers them. DSI offers them. And any of the Bookmaker clones offer them. So I don't know if Bet365 offer them, but more and more places are offering them. And it's a great bet that we can get. All right. So other comments. Let's see. Comments are coming in. The comments are, Kobe Valentine says, Tommy John is a hit or miss to come back strong. The
reason people do come back stronger is because they work out more than they were to get back. Sometimes they are on innings limits. Yeah, I mean, we've just seen a ton of examples where people have I mean, not countless, but many examples of guys with Tommy John surgery coming back fine. I mean, I can't even think of it. It's a very, very common surgery. Not all the time do they come back fine, but a lot of times they do, and sometimes stronger. Kobe Valentine sometimes they have accuracy issues. That's right, except that we do have a nice little sample of Reyes' rehab starts, which again, can't discount, right? I mean, he's lost weight. He's looking great.
Joseph Lee says I look like a fuckboy wearing this jacket. Sounds like Joseph Lease wants to fuck, doesn't it, Joseph?
Does a little
Sorry,
bit.
Joseph. Sorry, pal.
Little bit.
Don't fuck with guys, so I'm really sorry, Joseph. But feel free to jerk off about me all you want.
Kobe Valentine says my older bro had Tommy John surgery and had to quit baseball due to arm problems still after surgery and rehab. Yes, it's not a guarantee that people will be fine after Tommy John surgery, but if they have the right support and training regimens and everything, they definitely can be as good or better. Let's see. What else do we have coming in here? But you never know what the psychological issues here. You never know when a guy's going to be nervous, when he's not. And DJ Big Boss says, I get nervous right before I bust a nut. So you never know when a guy's going to feel a little bit off of his game, a little bit nervous. All right.
Nervous?
Yeah. I don't know. Jesus. You know, let's see. I'm just looking at other comments to figure out what we might want to do. Benjamin Creasy says, I like the Red Sox today. Probably going to lay the lumber minus 200. Sal Nigro says, why are there 2 dislikes this video? Come on, people, best fucking show on YouTube. Thank you so much, Sal Nigro. Why are who knows why people dislike haters, whoever, I don't know, but let's see. We're looking for some other comments here. Call of Corleone says, Pete and Jim, what's up, guys? Okay, let's see. Let's get on to some other plays here. So Jim did give Boston at minus 101 on the money line, and then we have White Sox against Cleveland, Lopez against Kluber. You know, obviously, this is one of these massive lines. We're also going to have a Scherzer start with a similar line today. Kluber minus 260. What do you have to say about this game, Jim?
Yeah, I like Ronaldo Lopez, so it's hard to...
You do?
I do, and why wouldn't I? He's looked great this year.
Yeah, hasn't he been regressing a little bit recently? Or
I think he's going to be a stud.
Yeah?
I think he's going to be a stud. I think he's going to be an ace of this White Sox rotation moving forward, and I really believe in him. Now, Kluber is a boss. The Indians are hitting. No team is hitting like them. They lead all of majors with 161 runs scored in the month of May, and they've averaged 6.3 runs per game in the 7-game homestand. They're playing great. Indians have won 4 straight. White Sox lost 3 straight. Lopez 1-3, 2.93 ERA, 1.16 WHIP. Ranks 10th in the AL in ERA, 11th with an opponent's batting average of just 205. And Kluber's an absolute monster. It's such a huge favorite. It's very tricky. 20 appearances against Chicago, 9-4, 3.19 ERA. Now, the Indians have the league's worst bullpen. That makes it also difficult. I mean, if you're going to take, or the American League's worst bullpen, if you're going to take the Indians, you probably are safer doing it on the first 5. In saying that, I don't know. Moses J saying under should be the play with Kluber. And
see, I think Lopez is going to get hit, but you're liking him.
I like him. Yeah, I like him. But of course, Indians are the hottest team offensively in the league. So there's, this is a nice chance for them to touch Lopez. I really like him.
You like Lopez, Jim?
I do.
See, I was thinking about taking Cleveland team total overs, either full game at 3 or full game at 5 or first 5 innings at 3. But you like Lopez.
I do.
You do. Wow, I got to think about what I want to do here. All right, I will definitely take Cleveland on the okay, just fucking pen. Look at this shit. Cleveland, I'm going to take them on the team total over 5 minus 121 just to start. Team total over 5 minus 121. That is the current line at Pinnacle. Also thinking about taking Cleveland on the first 5 innings team total over 3. I've left a lot of money on the table and not taking team total overs. I wanted to take it against, who's that guy? Giolito. Wanted to take it against Samardzija. Both those cash. Those are 2 friggin' units I left on the table. So I'm thinking about the first 5 innings over 3 here. But I'm definitely going to take the full game over 5 minus 121. Slightly tempting, you're right, about the White Sox bullpen to take a shot with the White Sox on the second half at plus 145. The only issue, of course, is that Kluber can easily go 7, 8, or 9 innings. We know that, right?
We do.
And especially with Cleveland knowing that they've got a terrible bullpen. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to start with just taking the Cleveland Indians team total over 5 minus 121, and then that's it for the 1 o'clock games, I guess, right, Jim?
Yeah, the only play I have is on the Red Sox. Yeah, it's I don't find these early games low hanging. The only thing I'm really comfortable with is fading the Jays.
Yeah, all right. Once again, Jim is on Boston -1.5. I'd be leaning that one as well, but I like this one a little bit less than the than yesterday. But you're liking this just as much. You think that I'm worried here because the other games had starting pitchers with Toronto that I wanted to fade anyway. Gaviglio looks a little bit better than those guys.
Yeah, but is he going to be better long term?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That yes, he's been good,
and Erod, of course, has been fine.
Yeah, I mean, Gaviglio's been very good. 2-0, 2.30 ERA, 0.96 whip through just 15 2/3, 18 Ks, 4 walks. But I just I don't have a ton of faith. I mean, it's not like this guy's a huge prospect coming up, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. All right, I just want to know something. Is the roof friggin' closed or open in the Milwaukee game? I'm trying to get that one because
I was trying to get that
yeah, I'm
too.
trying to get that information because there is some rain in the forecast. I'm thinking they might close it because of that. Anyway, Jim's on Boston -1.5. St. Louis, I took St. Louis first half and Milwaukee second half, and Jim passed on that game. White Sox and Cleveland, I did take Cleveland team total over 5 -121, and I might add on some other plays these 1 o'clock games before this show is over. But let's move on. Arizona, Cincinnati, Romano and Corbin. Romano 3 bad starts in a row, but maybe 2 of them are forgivable, right? One was at Coors, the other one was against the Cubs, but the bad starts. And then Corbin on the other side, a lot of people were looking for some regression from him negatively. Hasn't happened yet. Maybe it's not gonna. What do you think about this game?
I just don't need to answer to Joseph Lee says, Brent, why doesn't he post records since starting to post? Our records are all there. The only sport that I was down in after a season was NCAA basketball. I was up in hockey, what are we at, like 18 units. I was up in NFL, double-digit units. I'm up in basketball, 5.5 units.
Yeah, wait, what's he asking for?
He just keeps saying that I don't put out my full record over all the sports.
You
because
or us?
I'm losing. Me.
Oh, okay.
Us. Yeah, us.
Oh, okay,
because
okay.
I'm losing.
Right, Joseph Lee says, Jimmy, you're a loser, so that I don't have to worry about this. Okay, thank God. Thank
but
God.
he keeps
Jesus.
saying
No,
that's why we don't put out the records. The records are right there for everybody to see.
There.
If you want me to combine them just so you'll shut up. That'd be no problem. I'll get those records combined because they'll be in plus units.
The records are there. Although someone requesting us to show the records, that's totally fine. We are transparent in this show. And hey, Johan, we don't have the records from today, right? All right, we can show them the MLB records from yesterday if you want, if you have it. All right, you can show that one up. Again, Jimmy's record is a couple units better than yesterday. My record was a half unit better than yesterday as well. My record is now positive double digits, and Jim, after being positive double digits in MLB 3 weeks ago, is now negative double digits, but he's clawing back slowly with the help of the camel hair jacket, and as well, of course, with the help of all the comments in the comments section. And let's move on. Again, that is from yesterday. Our records currently are a little bit better than that. And Joseph Lisa, you absolutely are. Anyone is always allowed to challenge us and request the records and all that stuff.
Yeah, we won't stop you. We won't ban you. Do whatever you want. I just needed to.
Let me ask you something, Jim. In the beginning, when Jamal Heron said that, it wasn't for him. I wasn't a dick about that. I wasn't mean. It was.
No,
All right, because I love Jamal Heron. He's from the Bronx.
He's
from
great.
the Bronx.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I think that too.
All right, so anyway, let's move on. The reason we went on that little tangent is because I was procrastinating because I don't know what to make about this game, Jim. I'm thinking about it first 5 innings over. I'm thinking maybe both Romano and Corbin get hit. I'm thinking about maybe a long shot with Cincinnati -1, that this is a game they finally win. I got some thoughts on this one, but it scares me. Arizona's obviously picking things up offensively. Romano obviously has 3 straight starts in a row that are very, very ominous, and Corbin has been getting results despite some diminished stuff.
So much has been said about how diminished his stuff is, and I went on Fangraphs this morning to see what was up, and I, his velocity's down to 1.2 miles per hour. Just 1.2 miles per hour. They were saying it was 3 and 4. So 1.2. He's made 6 quality starts. He leads the NL with a 0.89 whip. That's better than Scherzer.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, 5-1, 2.47 ERA, 0.89 whip through 69 thirds. I think there's a ton of value on the Reds, just a ton. But I'm uncomfortable backing Romano, even though I was saying that I thought he was going to get his shit together. He hasn't. Diamondbacks have won 3 of 4 after losing 15-17. They were 10-0-2 in their first 12 series. Now they've lost 5 straight series before beating up on these Reds. Romano, after giving up 2 runs or fewer in a 5-game stretch, looking great, and I thought I was ahead of the market. He's been hit very hard. 18 runs, 22 hits, 12 walks in the last 12 2/3. I want to take the Reds. I think there's a ton of value on the Reds, but I'm not jumping on it.
Yeah. I was thinking about, I have a whole bunch of thoughts here. It's all predicated, obviously, on what to expect from Romano and what to expect from Corbin. And my leans are, I was thinking about first half over, which is 4.5. Thinking about a long shot with Cincinnati -1. Definitely thinking about Cincinnati second half as an underdog. Thinking about Cincinnati team total overs, which I'm going to check, but I'm sure are low. Maybe Cincinnati first 5-inning team total over. I'm quickly going to check Bet365 just to see what the alternative run line would be here.
Well, Mally Mal says Pete, Arizona super run line and over. That's how confident he is there.
I mean, I was thinking about overs as well. The alternative run line for Cincinnati is plus 325. Is Arizona for real now that they're back at home offensively?
They're looking better, but
they're looking better.
I don't know. I certainly wouldn't have faith in them.
You certainly would not have faith in them. All right, let me check the team totals for Cincinnati, which I'm sure are going to be low here. 3.5 plus 103. That is at Pinnacle on the full game, and the first 5 innings is 1.5 minus 117.
Anthony L says, "Don't do it, Pete."
What, because he likes Corbin. He likes Corbin, huh?
No, I think he was about the overs. I will get some more information. But Kevin K really likes super run line. Oh, no, he says get out of here, super run line. Doesn't think so. I don't feel comfortable backing this Arizona team. I just don't. JP says I'm tired of D-backs screwing up my money.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't trust Romano. So at this point, I'm off the game. I think there's a ton of value on the Reds.
All right. I'm just going to take Cincinnati on the second half money line, which is plus 120. That's at Bookmaker. Cincinnati, second half, plus 120. I'm going to make that one an official pick. And the other plays I'm thinking about, a long shot with Cincinnati -1, which would be all the way up around plus 250. Thinking about the Cincinnati first 5 innings team total over, which is just 1.5, minus 115. And thinking about the first 5 innings over, which is 4.5. Anthony L says, don't do it, Pete, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, he does. Justin seriously says, I wouldn't back D-backs here, especially on the super run line. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Daryl Lyles is on Arizona. Jose Ruiz says Arizona, easy money.
Anthony L says, Corbin had been great. Arizona is still an under stadium. I'm going back to the well. D-backs under. Okay. Can we find out about that friggin' roof in the... Because normally, you know what I do? I call the Miller Park hotline. And they say, you have reached the Miller Park hotline. The roof is expected to be open for today's game.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm not going to do that on camera, although that would be kind of cool.
I like it.
I have the Miller Park hotline on speed dial, Jim.
I like it.
Yeah.
I need that number.
Yeah, but I'm going to check, I guess, like RotoWire is pretty good for that. Because I'm still thinking about throwing on some unders in the...
Brent Brooks has to go back to work, but he's on Vegas tonight.
He's on Vegas tonight. Okay, that's great. Well, we'll be covering that in the 6 o'clock show as well. Let me just find the friggin'. Let me just do a quick search here.
Oh,
All right,
Miss J says the roof is open at Miller Park.
Really, Miss J, our own personal Miller Park roof hotline. Yeah. I used to call that. It was just like a little time where there was no pressure. I was like, all right, I'm calling the Miller Park roof hotline. There's nothing else I can be doing for these 30 seconds of my life, so all the stress goes away. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Kind of like when you're riding on a bus and you're a train. You're like, there's nothing I can do. So now, strangely, there's no stress. I would call it up, and they would say, I would hear the dulcet tones of the Miller Park Roof Hotline announcer. You have reached the Miller Park Roof Hotline. The roof is expected to be open for tonight's game. All right, I'm thinking about unders in the St. Louis and Milwaukee game. While I decide what I want to do officially, Jim, why don't you talk about another game that you think is interesting or that you have a pick on?
I'm on the Astros. I can't not take this opportunity. Huge value. I know Severino's pitching very well. Keuchel did get touched. Both homers were by Stanton when he faced the Yankees, but this giant number, I can't not take it. Game time, 70 Fahrenheit. Wind blowing sideways, 10 miles per hour. Yankees have won 16 of the last 20 home games. They're 4-2 against these defending champions, and 3 of those wins coming in last at bat. This is an impressive team. Keuchel 3-6, 3.39 ERA, 1.17 WHIP through 69 innings. Leads the American League in ground ball rate, 57.7%. 2-2 with a 2.73 ERA in his last 5 outings, including that May 2nd start against the Yankees. He allowing 2 home runs to Stanton, but there were only 6 hits, 3 runs in 7 innings, including postseason. Keuchel 6-4, 1.82 ERA against the Yankees. 4-2 with a 2.09 ERA in 6 starts at New York. I see this as being tremendously, just a tremendous amount of value here. Severino 7-1, 2.28 ERA, 1.00 WHIP. On May 2nd, he pitched a 5-hitter, 10 Ks, 110 pitches, and it was his first complete game. He's pitching very well. He's now at 8 straight starts without a loss, but I just can't not take Keuchel and this big plus line full game. I'm on it.
You're taking it, huh?
Yeah.
You really want this one, Jim. See, this game, I was like, I'm staying off of Severino. Wow, it's gone up. It's gone up as well. Wow. The Greek line shopping here at SBRodds.com plus 180. Wow. Houston money line plus 180. You want that one, Jim?
I do.
I was thinking about the under, even though it was an 8.5. I did take a small shot with the under at 8.5. Wow. Now it's down to 8 or 7.5. And also with the Milwaukee game, I'm still leaning under, but I got it at 9. I would, if it was 9, I would definitely make it a play. It's 8.5 or 8 right now. I'm still leaning under on that one. Just not sure what the hell I want to do here. But so Houston and the Yankees, I was thinking about a shot with the under on this one. I did bet it at 8.5. Now it's down to 8. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the more comfortable, more opportunities you get to see these pitchers, the more offense can be expected. Severino has looked good in all spots except for that one time he was at Fenway with a high-pressure situation. And this is another high-pressure situation.
Mm-hmm.
So
you think Severino's not as good? That is one of the most important things that you can identify with elite players or any players. Some of these guys thrive in no-pressure situations. Some of these guys wilt in no-pressure situations, like LeBron James, for example. Not that he wilts, but he was notoriously not give 100% when the Cavs were a huge favorite, right? Other people thrive in those situations, and the opposite is true as well for high-pressure situations. Some guys thrive, some guys wilt.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that Severino is, he's a young kid. He's a monster. He's just like, who just said he's a Cy Young? Anthony L. saying Cy Young finalist this year. He's an excellent pitcher. But I just see a tremendous amount of value here with the Astros, and I'm not going to let it go. You
know what I do? I wilt in high-pressure situations, and in low-pressure situations, I procrastinate. That's what I do.
Respect,
That's what
man.
Waste time in low-pressure situations and wilt like a friggin' whatever wilts fast in a high press. No, I'm kidding around. All right, Jim. What else do we like here for the rest of the MLB card? What are you thinking about here?
Well, the one play I'm going to wait on is the Cubs. I just want to hear about Cervelli, whether he's been out the last 3 games with the flu. If he's not in the lineup, I will take the Cubs. I think Musgrove will have a much more difficult time not throwing to Cervelli. He said he was trusting Cervelli completely and totally because he doesn't know these batters, and now to switch a catcher on him, I think will hurt Musgrove. But I won't make that bet because the Cubs are the favorite, and I won't make that bet until I hear that Cervelli's out. Pirates have lost 4 straight, 9 of 11. Wind blowing in strongly at 13 miles per hour. Cubs have won 3 in a row, 4-5, moved in second in the division. And thanks to Tomar, I have the division winner bet ready to go. Hendricks 4-3, 3.16 ERA, 1.02 WHIP through 62 2/3. 8 straight starts with 3 or fewer earned runs allowed. 4-3, 3.21 ERA, and 11 career starts against Pittsburgh. Musgrove looked great. He looked absolutely great in his first start of the season. 7 innings of scoreless.
Who called it?
You did. It was impressive. And he had that bad start in the rehab start, and it didn't matter at all to him. But I think that Cervelli's availability is key to this game. And as soon as I find out he's not in the lineup, I'm going to jump on the Cubs.
All right, but no play for right now.
No play for
All
right
right,
now.
I'll tell you one play I'm definitely going to give. You ready, Jim?
Yes.
Tampa Bay, Oakland, first 5 innings, over 4, minus 125. I might also throw on some team total overs in this one. I might throw on the full game over in this one. Manaea, obviously, something's off. You know what I mean? He's got great stuff. Maybe he'll bounce back here, but something seems a little bit off. Eovaldi, I expect a better start from him. I think he might be okay going forward. Obviously not top of the rotation guy, but might be decent going forward. In this start, though, not totally sure what to expect from this. Is a low total for the first half, and I'm taking the first half over 4 minus 125. That's at guess where? uwager.com. And I'm also thinking about overs in other ways as well. I might add those on in the late show. What do you think about this game if you looked at it?
I'm on the opposite side.
Uh-oh.
I think that Manaea can bounce back. I also think that the Rays' record against lefties has been dropping and dropping. They were smashing them in the beginning of the year, and it's been dropping. What is Eovaldi going to give us? It's a huge question mark.
Heat, like he always has.
Yeah, but he looked terrible. He only had pitched 10 innings in the minors to prepare for this. 16 hits, 11 earned runs. Didn't walk a batter, so I mean, he wasn't really trying. Maybe he wasn't really trying to hit corners, but I love the A's here. I love them, and the wind's blowing out very strongly.
So wait, you're on the opposite side. So what you're saying?
I'm on the A's first half and full game. I'm on the A's first half minus a half run, and the full game
so
minus
you're not going
1/2.
against me. I'm on the over.
Oh, you're just on the over. No, okay, sorry.
First 5 innings over. Yeah,
sweet.
yeah.
Okay. Yes, I'm, and with the wind is going to be a huge help for you there. The A's have lost 5 of 8 on this homestand. They're not scoring runs, 15 runs in the first 8 games, but I think Manaea can step up here. He's pitched very well in his career against the Rays. Eovaldi, what's he going to give us? It's such a big question mark. And with the way these Rays have to jump into their bullpen nonstop all the time, I just feel like this is a bad spot for them. I'm on the Athletics first half minus a half run, and I'm on the Athletics full game on the run line.
Okay, not to. I have good news and bad. Wait, you're on the Oakland, right?
Yes.
Good news and bad news. Okay. Good news is you're going to get a way better line because of than you would have on the opening line because of the big line move in favor of Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Bad news is there's been a huge market move in favor of Tampa Bay.
Yes, I saw that this morning, and it was uncomfortable, but I'm going to stick
on the other hand, you're getting a much better line. So what do you want here? First half minus a half?
Yes.
And what else?
And full game minus 1.5.
And full game run line. Okay, let's do some line chopping here at SBR Odds to find the best line for Jimmy the Bag. Oakland minus 1.5. Scanning. Bookmaker has 155. That's what we'll give you. Plus 155 at a bunch of places, including Bet365 and the Greek. Oakland run line plus 155 and the first 5 innings run line. Let's scan here. Oakland 100 plus 105 at Bookmaker. That's what we can give you. Oakland plus 105. First half minus a half plus 105. All right, we're not on the wrong sides here. You just think that Eovaldi's going to be more vulnerable than
that
Minaya.
Minaya is going to have a good start, and
We're not necessarily on opposite sides here. I would also be leaning the full game over, which is 7.5 or 8, and also leaning team total overs one way or the other. Jimmy the Bag, we want to keep a brisk pace here, but what else do you want to get to?
I'm also doubling up on the Minnesota Twins. I've read about what a mess this Royals bullpen, rotation, everything is, and the Twins are more capable of handling this situation. We'll get into it in a second. Game time temp, 90 Fahrenheit. Wind is blowing out. Both teams are dealing with bullpen issues. So they have Brad Keller. The Royals are going with the reliever, Brad Keller. He's restricted to 50 to 60 pitches. The pitcher who was supposed to come in, Scott Barlow, threw 4 innings yesterday, 4 no-hit innings too. And they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. Romero looks like a young stud, 2-1, 1.88 ERA, 1.12 WHIP, coming off his first loss after allowing 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts over 7 innings against Seattle. He did not allow an earned run in his first 15 2/3. I think he's a good pitcher. This is Brad Keller's first big league start. He's looked great coming out of the bullpen, but this is tough to start. And neither of these teams are hitting well, but I do believe in the Twins here. I'm taking them, the same thing I'm doing with the A's. First half minus a half run and full game on the run line.
All right, Jimmy the Bag, Minnesota first half minus a half, and Minnesota on the run line. Once again, go back to SBR Odds, the line shop for the best lines here in Minnesota. Let's see, best line right now, plus 115, 120 at Bet365. We can give you Minnesota run line, plus 120. And now let's go to the first 5 innings run line. Minnesota first 5 innings. Let's see what we got here, minus 105, plus 105 at Bookmaker. Line shopping, very, very, very important here. Let me make sure it's not a stale line here. Yes, Minnesota plus 105. We can give you on that one, minus 1.5, plus 105. I've also made a decision. I might be getting a little bit greedy / cute / whatever here, but I think I'm going to take both first 5 inning team total overs in the Tampa Bay Oakland game. Both first 5 inning team total overs. I understand that Minaya, obviously, unless he's injured, has the capability of having a strong start at any point. But the Tampa Bay team total first 5 innings is just 1.5 now. So I'm taking that one. First 5 innings team total over 1.5 minus 125. What are we going to get from Eovaldi? Not exactly sure. But the Oakland first 5 innings team total over is just 2 minus 118 at Pinnacle. So I'm taking both of those. Hopefully I won't lose both of them. If they split, I'll lose a little bit. That's fine. I think there's a good chance I could cash both of those.
Yeah, I mean the offenses have been very quiet. But
yeah.
I get it, and I hear you.
You do get it. All right, so let's talk about some other games. We want to keep a brisk pace here. Well, first, let's talk. This is an interesting game, right? Jimmy the Bag. Philly against the Dodgers. Huge line move in favor of the Dodgers, and I beat that line move. On the overnight line, I jumped all over the Dodgers -1. At that point, the money line was -170. Now it's all the way up to -200. Stripling has been ridiculous. Is he that good? Eflin looks like he's vulnerable. What do you think?
I think I'm going to need more time on this game. I saw the line move as well. I don't know. Is Stripling 50 Ks and 41 in a third? I mean, he's looked awesome. 1.19 WHIP, 1.74 ERA. This is a tough spot. I'm gonna the last 3 games. Although I have spent a lot of time on this Rangers-Mariners game, but the Phillies, Dodgers, and Marlins-Padres, I want to spend a little more time with in the afternoon.
Yeah, we're going to have to get to it because the Dodgers, as a team, still have some holes, right? I mean, they're getting their mojo back, but they're far from a perfect team now, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Philly has some nice Hopkins had a pinch hit double yesterday. So I got my second half casher on Philly yesterday, and Philly has some. I don't really like, no matter who's starting, Philly to fade Philly as a big underdog, right?
Right. And we saw what a mistake the market made with the. I mean, obviously things changed with Maeda getting hurt right away, but I agree with your breakdown and getting the Dodgers early. Kevin K says Eflin finally got exposed.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Gokster says Dodgers team total over, Pete. So Michael Ervolina says Phillies upset special tonight. We haven't gotten to as many comments as I normally like to get to because we got so much to cover, but I jumped all over the Dodgers -1 on the overnight line when it was -170. I'd still be leaning that way as well, and also have a vague lean to Philly on the second half, maybe Dodgers on the first half, although it would be a huge line there, and definitely Dodgers team total over as Mr. Gokster 99 is suggesting might also be a nice play.
Yeah, I can understand. I'm going to spend a little more time. I want to give a shout out to Michael Glassman giving us great stats, great insight. He likes the over in Minnesota KC, and he says Oakland's won 8 of 10, 11 of the last 14 while facing a right-hander on the mound. But Dave LA says rain in some areas in LA. Take the under. That's interesting. Joe D's on the Dodgers and Philly over, opposite. Anthony L says Eflin was big on Sharp's fade list, and he finally got crushed last start out.
Yeah, I mean, I jumped all over the Dodgers -1. I have that bet in there. Maybe Dodgers team total overs might be good. Stripling doesn't tend to go deep, so maybe Philly on the second half at +100. A lot of great comments coming in that I wanted to get to. We have to keep a brisk pace, but Kobe Valentine disagreeing with you on the Oakland game. Eovaldi is a solid pitcher with great value today. Maybe it's biased, but I just think Tampa Bay can compete. Eovaldi is 8-1 in May, last 3 years, and on the other hand, Dom Ricci, I had Manaea last outing. I think he will bounce back.
But don't you think 8-1 in May the last 3 years?
Right,
is
before the
most
injury.
Useless
Yes, definitely before the injury. Kevy K says Ray's second best OPS in baseball. Kevy K liking Ray's here as well. Kobe Valentine likes Tampa Bay. Tom Marino says Manaea has been much better at home and was humiliated last start. Can't bet against him here. That's true. Joe Kim likes the Rays team total under. I might have made a mistake here taking the Rays first 5 innings team total. I just got sucked in by the 1.5. But yeah, I might be on the wrong side there. I'm just looking at other comments here. Michael Glassman, Oakland has won 8 of the last 11, 8 of the last 10, and 11 of the last 14 while facing a right-hander on the mound. A lot of great comments. I wish I could read them all, but we got so many stuff to cover and only a few minutes. Let's see. Yeah, all right. Tricky games. Mr. Gokster likes Dodgers team total over, Pete. Michael Ervolina, Phillies upset special tonight. Interesting. Tom Reno says the Dodgers bullpen has been great now that Jansen's velocity is back up. I don't want to bet against the Dodgers, but the line looks inflated. Should we put that in our brains that the Dodgers bullpen might be better going forward?
I agree with that completely.
Interesting. All right, what else do you want to discuss, Jimmy the Bag?
I'm on the Coors Field fade. I know it's been tough.
Yeah.
5 straight losses. But, and this is not a great spot, but as I said last start before Holland started, that he has been playing, pitching better. Oh, my man Dave Huang saying, love the Jays at +1.5, maybe even on the money line. I'm against that. I really think fading the Jays is going to be successful moving forward. But game time 73 Fahrenheit, wind blowing sideways. Holland looked good, I thought, in his last start. The Cubs are not an easy team to pitch against, and he allowed 3 runs, only 2 earned, 5 hits in 6 innings. The Giants are just 3-7 in starts by Holland, and Gray is the Giants lit him up. I think Gray is going to give value moving forward, especially with these bad numbers. I think he's much better than this. But the Rockies are only 5-6 in Gray's start. He last season low 3 2/3, allowed 5 runs, 9 hits, May 19th against this Giants lineup. Gray's 0-2 with a 4.26 ERA against the Giants. He's got a 6.03 ERA in 6 starts at Coors Field. Rockies hit lefties, 257, 756 OPS, but I'm on this Giants. I'm on the Coors Field fade. I'm not going to fall off it just because it's been losing lately.
All right, let's see what we can give you right now. Bet 365. Ooh, +265. Is that okay for you, Jim?
Yes.
San Francisco, -1.5, +265. I was looking at this game and thinking overs, thinking a first half over, thinking, Holland looks. Did Holland look good in his last start? Holland looks like a borderline auto fade to me right now. Would you disagree with that?
We talked about this last time, and I said that he's pitched better than I expected him to this year. He was certainly on my auto fade list when the season started, and I don't love this situation here. Scotty Rock forever, Rockies run line. I know a ton of people are making money off the Rockies right now. Michael Glassman talking about how bad they've been at Coors Field. They've won 7 of their last 26. I get it.
You do get it?
I get why everybody's on the Rockies. I do. But, Holland has impressed me. I know he's got a 4.72 ERA or whatever, but I thought he was terrible. And he's looked better this year. And that Cubs team hits lefties hard. Baez and Happ smash lefties.
Sure. All right, let me just think for a second here.
Well, I've got another play to give if you want.
Okay, go ahead. Yes.
I'm on the Braves run line here. I believe in Julio Teheran, and I am not sure about Vargas. Obviously, his record is terrible. He's not pitched 5 innings yet this year. It's a pretty easy situation, and we know that the Braves smash lefties. Winds blowing in 6 miles an hour, 78 Fahrenheit. Braves have won 2 of the first 3, 7 of their last 9 against the Mets. Vargas is 1-3, 10.62 ERA, 2.16 WHIP. 6th start of the season, not yet pitched more than 5 innings, allowed 5 runs, 3 innings in his last start against Milwaukee. Vargas started against the Braves on May 3rd, got touched, 6 runs, 11 hits, 3 of them homers. Teheran 4-2, 4.20 ERA, and he just has the Mets number. We've talked about this year. 22 appearances, 21 starts, 9-5, 2.32 ERA. In his last start against the Mets, 7 scoreless. He is tied for the club lead with 6 quality starts. I just think this Braves are hitting 290 with an 843 OPS versus lefties, and I am on the Braves run line.
All right, Braves run line. That game did not have an overnight line, so I didn't have a chance to handicap that one. I'll get to it later. Pinnacle has the best line, plus 142. ATL, Atlanta, run line, plus 142. Here's another game. I don't know if you looked at Miami, San Diego, but Urena against Clayton Richard. Both those guys, pretty vulnerable. First 5 innings total is 4. Bookmaker has 3.5, and Intertops and U-Wager. Why would we not like the first 5 innings over here?
Wow. Well, Urena does have a 1.20 WHIP. I know he's 0-7 with a 4.69 ERA. Wow, that does seem very appealing.
It seems appealing.
These teams just can't hit. I mean, Marlins are 244, 679 OPS versus lefties. Padres are 228, 659 OPS.
All right, well, I'm going to take this one. It's too low for me. I'm going to take it. San Diego, first 5 innings over 3.5, minus 117, and that is the current line. Wow. If you look at SBR odds, that is the current line at Bookmaker. U-Wager, very close behind at minus 120, and Intertops at minus 125. Other places have 4. I'm going to take first 5 innings over 3.5, minus 117, Miami, San Diego. That's a definite play. Other plays I'm thinking about, I got a lot of leans. The San Francisco-Colorado game, lean to Colorado, team total over, first 5 innings. I think they're going to hit Holland. Lean to the first 5 innings over in general at 6. But again, that's an 8:40 Eastern time start, so we can cover that. I can make my final decision in the evening game. No need to get ahead of myself here. Other plays that I'm thinking about, let me see. Think still leaning towards unders in this St. Louis-Milwaukee game. Still leaning also towards the Cleveland first 5 innings team total over. I've taken the full game team total over. Still trying to figure out what else I want to do with the Cincinnati-Arizona game. And
Dave LA's play of the day is the Mariners on the run line. I like it too.
Yeah.
It seems like that might just be a ground fruit.
Yes.
Even the over seems appealing to me. It's very low.
Yeah. I'm thinking that this is going to be Paxton's going to have another shutdown start. Moore will give up a bunch, but not enough to get it over.
You just put a line through Paxton's terrible record against the Rangers?
Well, that's the thing. This is one of those weird situations where you have to look at their historical records. Moore has a great record against Seattle historically.
1-1, 2.03 ERA.
Paxton has a terrible record against Texas, including this year. Now, that was on the road, of course.
That was without his catcher.
Yeah, you're right. I don't exactly know what to make of it. And the other problem is that on the opening line, it was minus 225. Now it's all the way up into the minus 270s, a 50-cent line move.
Jesus.
It was minus 225 at Pinnacle on the overnight when it opened. Now it's minus 273 at Pinnacle. The run line is just, minus 127 or so. But if you wanted to take a minus 1 line, you'd be looking at like a minus 200 line there. I'd be leaning under on the total, despite Moore starting, and it was 8 when it opened. Now it's all the way down to 7.5.
Yeah, Tomer says Paxton's numbers against lefties are horrible, and the Rangers have hit them. I think the Rangers will hit Paxton, not backing Moore, though. Not applicable, saying Paxton is a boss. And Native Queen coming in with a play, Cleveland White Sox, no score in first.
Really? Wow. Okay. So, obviously with Kluber. So, Native Queen liking, very nice. Native Queen, thanks so much for that. Wow. And in the meantime, I'm looking, Jimmy the Bag, market line move, big market line move in favor of Milwaukee over Reyes. Look at that. They are now a favorite at BetOnline. When we were handicapping it, St. Louis was in the minus 110s. Now it's minus 104 at both sides at Pinnacle, and a favorite line at BetOnline for Milwaukee. Significant late market line move in favor of Milwaukee.
Wow, and interesting stuff here. Gino Rono saying over 7.5 in Mariners game, easy money. Ziggy Ball says be careful with Mariners. Joe D says Matt Morris compiled a 12.12 ERA over his previous 4 starts. Donald Mao likes the Braves so much he's going to take a minus 2.5 at plus 200. Molly Mall liking this Mariners play.
Interesting shit here, Jimmy the Bag. All right, well, we do have to keep a brisk pace. Once again, we'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time, where a lot of these leans that I got, I might convert to official plays. Jimmy the Bag will do a lot more research. He might throw on some more official picks. But as of right now, let me just review the plays. We'll go over the 1 o'clock games once again, and then we'll move on to NHL. Jimmy the Bag, no more days to wait about making a decision on this one. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the NBA one. We've had a lot of days, right? Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm a little bit frazzled right now. Okay, here are all the official picks from Jimmy the Bag. Minnesota, first 5 innings, minus 1.5, and the full game, minus 1.5. Of course, San Francisco, minus 1.5. Boston, minus 1.5. Atlanta, minus 1.5. Oakland, first 5 innings, minus 0.5 and minus 1.5. And Houston on the money line at plus 180. My official picks, St. Louis, first half, minus 120, and Milwaukee, second half, plus 115. Tampa Bay, Oakland, first 5 innings, over 4, and both of the team total overs. Tampa Bay, first 5 innings, team total over 1.5. Oakland, first 5 innings, team total over 2, first 5 innings. And Cincinnati, second half, plus 120. San Diego, first half, over 3.5, minus 117. And the Cleveland Indians, team total over 5, minus 121. Leans I have are, obviously got to have a lean to Boston, minus 1. Lean to Boston on the under. Lean to the unders in the St. Louis-Milwaukee game, but it's very interesting what's going on with the line movement there. Lean to doubling up on the Cleveland Indians, first 5 innings, team total over. And with the Cincinnati-Arizona game, lean for the first 5 innings, over 4.5. Not sure what we're going to get from Romano. Not sure. You expect Corbin to be fine. Basically.
Yeah, basically fine. I mean, he's not the best pitcher in the National League, which is what his whip says to us. But yeah, I think it's all been overblown, the velocity drop. 1.2 miles an hour. It's actually, he's just 0.1 miles an hour slower than his rookie year. Yeah. All right. I hear you, Jimmy the Bag. All right, let's move on to the NHL game tonight. Let me just first say that in WNBA, I'm not going to have a play on tonight's game. It's the Mystics against Mercury. Very, very tough spot here. The Mystics are on a back-to-back, but they sat 2 of their starters yesterday, so you really don't know what you're going to get. And the Phoenix Mercury, of course, are a great team, a veteran team, a deep team. So I would be leaning Phoenix, but I'm not sure if I want to lay that many points with Washington. Opened at 5. Now it's up to 7.5 or 8. Again, with WNBA, there can be great plays with spots, but you have to let the spots come to you like Minnesota yesterday. You can't force a WNBA. If you start forcing WNBA plays, you will get burned, I think, a little bit more than in any other sport. Let the plays come to you in all sports, and especially WNBA. So the WNBA game tonight is going to be a pass, although I might have a second half play, and if so, I will tweet that one out. All right, Jimmy the Bag, NHL. Let's check the line moves. Actually, a very, very teeny line move in favor of Washington from yesterday. Vegas was in the minus 150s when this line opened. Now the best line is just minus 150, and Pinnacle down to minus 147. Jimmy the Bag, you nailed the over in game 1. You did fade Vegas in game 1 though, and that was a loser. What do you like in this one, Jim? Yes, and there's been a small line move just in the last hour towards the under.
Really?
I was getting plus. There was plus, a bunch of plus lines, minimal, but plus lines for the under. So money's in that. That is something that I did expect. I expect late money to go on Vegas, and I expect late money to go on the over. I think this game is going to be tighter. Everyone's been talking about it tightening up, and I expect that too. The Knights just seem to know where everyone is on the ice at all times. They really have exceptional teamwork. They created a ton of offense in this game in 2 different spots. They created a ton of offense behind the goal line and by constantly putting everything on net. The Capitals have said they're going to start collapsing around Holtby. So that box, let's say that box is going to become much smaller and tighter, and that should help. And they have to do a better job of controlling rebounds, and I'm sure that Holtby's been talking about it with everybody nonstop. I think it's the key to this game is Holtby taking care of rebounds. He did a terrible, terrible job at it. So the Caps have come back from deficits all playoffs long. I mean, we've seen it, 2-0 to the Jackets, 1-0 to the Pens, 3-2 to the Lightning. And then we know how important Game 2 is. 2-0 lead Stanley Cup Final. Teams are 46-5 when it comes to eventually winning the cup. Odds are only 55.6% for a team that loses game 2 after winning game 1. So, I think I'm going to make a move on the Capitals. I'm not sure about the total. I think the total is very dangerous because of how quickly this Knights team can erupt and how that arena can just become this enormously exciting place, and timeouts need to be called, because the momentum can change so quickly. But I am leaning towards the under, and I like lucrative Larry's no score in the first 9.5 minutes of the plus line.
Yeah, I mean, we got Mr. Gokster liking the first period under, Flipper 13, guy who knows a little thing or two about the sports betting. He bet the under 5.5 plus 110, so he beat a big line move there. Very, very nice. Yeah.
Wow, Flipper got under. Yeah, that's incredible. Plus 110. And Tomar saying the Knights' chemistry is incredible. It's unbelievable. They just seem to always know where everybody is. Tomar said, I think starting well in Vegas is critical. You have to take the crowd out of the game. Washington played well but started slow. I think they start stronger here. And Tomar's on Washington plus 135. I think that you can get a better line in 4 hours.
Skooma Steve says Fleury always plays well off a shitty game. How would you respond to that?
I don't think Fleury was that shitty. I mean, that fourth goal he allowed was a bad goal, but I thought Holtby was much worse, and Holtby had no control of his rebounds. And Mr. Gokster says this will be an under game. Washington can't play like they did versus the East. You're absolutely right. You can't. You just can't. They will be playing much more conservative, but also will pinch. Fleury might be on the downswing. I really think that if you watch Vegas, their goals don't seem to come as much on odd man rushes, or they do score on 3-on-2s quite a bit, but they're not a team that has that explosive breakaway type offense, and so I think that you can get away with pinching a little more with your defense. So I agree with Mr. Gokster. They have to play very, very differently against the Golden Knights than they've been playing in the East, and they're capable of doing that.
Oh, our old friend Timur Sergaliev says, I saw a bad dream last night, and this show is my safe space. Yes. That's
We're
what we
always
want
here
to be.
for you,
Yes,
Timur.
we are always here for you, doing the best we can here in life. All right, a lot of interesting stuff here. Donald Mao says, after seeing the opening Stanley Cup game, I'm certain Vegas wins it. I don't know if he's talking about the Cup or tonight's game, but
I think he means the Cup.
Yeah. Barca Man G11 says Vegas. Let's see. Tomor leading under. Donald Mal likes the over. Skooma Steve likes Vegas first period. Gino Rono says over 5.5. Let me see. Joe D saying I took a reach on the where is that comment? Joe D, reach on the Caps alternative puck line plus 325. Of course, that is always a possibility if they're up by 1. The empty net goal gives you a big cash as
No
a big
doubt.
underdog line. Skooma Steve says there will be a lot of power plays. Really? You think so? I find that in the Stanley Cup Finals, teams refs are low. The left refs are calling fewer penalties.
I
right?
agree. I agree. I think there'll be less. Skooma Steve thinks Wilson should have been suspended. It was very, very close call, and the fact that there wasn't even a player meeting makes it sound like Marchessault should have had his head up.
Lamont Williams liking the under. Says, Jimmy, the best play on a hockey game tonight. Take the under. Money in the bank. Bill Butlicker likes Caps to score first. Darryl Lyles on the money line. Jim Tobleson, guy who's low-key good handicapper. Over. Just one word. Over. Wow. Mally Mal also liking the over. Vegas, over. Ken Peacock, this is a tricky one. I am leaning Vegas and the over. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the under. The under is appealing to me, but it's very ballsy to take it. You could easily see this game 3-2 and feel like you made the right play, and then the empty netter screws you. There was a 6 being hung at Heritage in the morning, and that's gone.
That is long gone. Heritage now has minus 110 on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a tough spot. I like lucrative Larry's play on the no goal in the first 9.5 minutes because Washington. I think Mr. Gokster nailed it where Washington has to play differently, and we found that out in Game 1. If they play the way they did in Game 1, they'll lose the series quickly.
Wow. So maybe the first period under is the way to go.
It's a very interesting play. I mean, there's a lot of talk if you just look at what Vegas has done in the past. They've scored a lot of goals early.
Right.
And it's just something that they've done, but Washington, I think Washington's got to get a little trappy. It's funny because when Florida made it to Stanley Cup Final, I believe it was like their third year or whatever, they were playing a trap. They were playing so defensively. The Knights don't. The Knights play a beautiful brand of hockey, but I think the Capitals need to go back to old school ways if they want to beat this team. I think they got to have 5 guys on the blue line.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that after the first, game one, all the explosiveness, all the excitement, all the intensity, now they come in and now it's like, all right, we got a series here. Let's bear down and focus. And
without a doubt,
right?
I think that is a perfectly put. I think the Capitals are like, listen, we need a team meeting.
Yeah.
Because we can't do what we did in game one, and I think they tighten everything up.
They tighten it all up. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the first period under as an official play. I'm going to do it right now. Still plus 104 at Bookmaker. I'm taking that one. I'm taking Vegas first period under plus 1.5 plus 104. Still plus 104 at Bookmaker. I'm doing that one, Jim.
Yeah, I get it. I'm pretty certain I'm going to jump on that no goal in the first 9.5 minutes, which is a very similar bet.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so once again, we will analyze this game again in the 6 o'clock show. We'll go over all the MLB games that we didn't get into too in-depth. More in-depth in the 6 o'clock show. I'll very likely have a bunch of leans that I will convert to official picks. Jimmy the Bag very likely will have some more analysis from other games, and probably have have a pick or two to add to his official slate as well. He's got a shit ton of picks right now, doubling up on a bunch of games on run lines. Jimmy the Bag, Minnesota, and Oakland. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this show up?
I'm excited about having the afternoon baseball.
Yes.
Some more work to do. I'm definitely going to have some NHL plays, and just thank you guys so much. We can't do this show without you, so thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the great insight and being there for us.
Nice job, Jimmy the Bag. We'll see you at 6 o'clock Eastern Time.